15.7 trillion naira at the end of the to 15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2019.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offense.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor, Ibikule Amosu.
You're welcome to Celebration Television News Desk. I am Akosele Nicholas Walter. You're welcome. How's your weekend? I hope you really had a wonderful one. Here are the news making the headlines. Right friends gives you speed. Wrong friends gives you scar. Apostle Suleiman. South Africa's president calls for lifting of Omicron travel bans. US and Iran seek to break impasse at talks on reviving nuclear deal. Federal government may extend 2021 budget implementation to next year. Sancho Jorginho scored as United holds blue. Do stay with us as we bring you details of the news after this very short break. Welcome back, and now news in details. Right friends gives you speed, wrong friends gives you scar, says Apostle Suleiman. The Restoration Apostle Johnson Suleiman has again, in one of his sermons, urged believers and followers and the whole world to consider the principles of success. Wayne Mama has the rest of the story.
On Sunday, 28 November 2021, the senior pastor of Omega Fire Ministries, Apostle Johnson Suleiman, who has taken it as a mandate to inculcate the truth into believers and the world at large, revealed the successes behind having the right team.
You can't be with the wrong team and do the right thing. Your team determines your time. Daniel was with Shadrach. Daniel was with Meshach. Daniel was with Abednego. But can I surprise you? In the midst of Daniel being with the right team, he still stood out. Your company determines what accompanies you. It's better to stand alone than to stand with the wrong people. The man by the gates of Beautiful that got a miracle in his life was because Peter and John were together. Nothing ruins a man like hanging out with the wrong people. Daniel was with the right team. Proverbs 28:19. He that tilleth his ground shall have plenty of silver, but he that moveth with vain persons shall have poverty enough.
However, the teaching is from the series titled The Daniel Generation. In continuation with the second part of the sermon, the apostle emphasized on the importance of belonging to the right team, relationship, and group. This is said has positive and negative implications if caution is not taken.
You need to deliberately, consciously listen to me. There are people that should be told to their face that they are not your friends. They should be told because they are assuming wrongly. They are thinking you are friends. We are not friends. We are colleagues in the office. So delete me from your friend list because we are not friends. Am I talking to somebody here? We are not friends. You have to be clear. Things should be defined. So that boundaries, restriction, do you know one of the reasons you get into some kind of troubles? You did not define boundary. You didn't maintain restrictions. You allow people assume and they took more than what should have been apportioned to them.
Under his tutelage, it says that friendship should be carefully made with strict, maintained boundaries and standards because a person can be in the wrong team and do the right thing. However, he submitted that Daniel was in the right team. That was why he succeeded in his generation. Moving further, he mentions that before associating with any group or person, the three things that must be considered are their destination, their relation, and their God. He urged believers to be purposeful, deliberate, and spiritual while picking a team or creating a relationship of any kind. It is better to be alone than to be in a wrong relationship.
Can I tell you what to check out for when picking a team? It's clear. Route 116. Friendship. Friendship means two friends in a ship. Relationship means two relations in a ship. So both of you must be going somewhere. Look, hear what he said. Entreat me not to leave you or return up from following thee. Whether thou goest, I will go. Whether thou lodgest, I will lodge. Thy people shall be my people. Thy God shall be my God. Number one, to pick up a team. Where thou goest, I will go. Where is he or she going? Destination is definition. People's destination define them. When people are going nowhere, it means they are nobodies. Destination is definition. When people are talking about plans, dreams, and vision, they are going somewhere.
Win Momo, Celebration Television News Desk.
And moving forward, quickly, uphold family values to rebuild society, says Buhari. President Muhammadu Buhari has said Nigerian parents and guardians must uphold family values in order to rebuild society. Buhari said these at the wedding of Mr. Jakimike Ikpeazu, son of Abia State Governor Okezie Ikpeazu in Umuahia, Abia State. Represented by the Minister of State for Mines and Steel Development, Dr. Uche Oga. At the occasion, the president attributed the problems facing the nation to the diminishing emphasis on the importance of family values. Buhari lamented that parents and guardians who should inculcate good character in their words have abdicated of their responsibility. Buhari charged the couple to build their family on the word of God, have a regular family altar of prayers, and give attention to building enduring character. The wife of the president, Aisha Buhari, who was represented by the wife of the Ebonyi State Governor, Mrs. Rachel Umahi, enjoined the couple to love and respect one another in order to enjoy their union. Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike, his Sokoto State counterpart Aminu Tambua, and several other dignitaries attended the wedding of Mr. Jakimike Ikpeazu in Umuahia, Abia State. The groom, who is the son of Governor Okezie Ikpeazu, wedded Miss Thema Chidima at the International Conference Center in Umuahia. In another development, quickly, Lagos ends SARS panel illegal and cannot probe military and police, says Keyamo. The Minister of State for Labor and Employment, Festus Keyamo, dismissed the NSAS panel set up by the Lagos State Government, and the report is presented to the State Government recently. And Keyamo said it was out of the jurisdiction of a panel to investigate the activities of federal government institutions and officials such as the Nigerian Police Force and the Nigerian Army. The minister, however, said he was not speaking for the federal government. And the panel had stated in his reports that at least 9 persons were killed and 9 soldiers and policemen stormed the Lekki toll gate to disperse NSAS protesters, describing the incident as a massacre in context. Coming from around Africa, South Africa's president calls for lifting of Omicron travel bans. South Africa's president has condemned travel bans enacted against his country and his neighbors over the new coronavirus variant, Omicron. Cyril Ramaphosa said he was deeply disappointed by the action, which he described as unjustified, and called for the bans to be urgently lifted. The UK, EU, and the US are among those who have imposed travel bans, and Omicron has been classed as a variant of concern. Early evidence suggests it has a higher reinfection risk. The heavily mutated variant was detected in South Africa earlier this month and then reported to the World Health Organization last Wednesday. The variant is responsible for most of the infections found in South Africa's most populated province, Gauteng, over the last 2 weeks and is now present in all other provinces in the country. Japan became the latest country to reinstate tough border restrictions, banning all foreigners from entering the country from 30th November. And the World Health Organization warned against countries hastily imposing travel curbs, saying they should look to a risk-based and scientific approach. However, numerous bans have been introduced in recent days amid concerns over the variant. World Health Organization's Africa Director Matshidiso Moeti said with the Omicron variant now detected in several regions of the world, putting in place travel bans that target Africa tax global solidarity. Still coming from around Africa, Africa-China Summit continues in Dakar. The summit, Africa's China, opened on Sunday in Senegal's capital, Dakar. Trade and security are the main topics of discussion. During the opening, the Senegalese Minister of Foreign Affairs appealed to China for help in bringing peace to the Sahel region, and China remains the continent's main trading partner. Direct exchanges reached $200 billion in 2019, according to the Chinese embassy in Dakar. The Minister of Foreign Affairs to Senegal wants to maintain the links to China, and the summit takes place after a visit in November by North American Secretary of State Anthony Blinken, who visited Kenya, Nigeria, and Senegal. The summit ends tomorrow. We'll go on a short break. When we come back from that break, we'll bring you updates from the foreign scene. Please do well to stay with us.
So, this is not a skincare commercial. Considering how I glow, I am the only VJ Quincy on a program that has it all in one. Trust me when we say we've got the vibe and the groove. And did I also mention that we are the shop floor connecting you and his presence.
Oh my God, now you they promote me, now you they direct me, you come they elevate me, they come they celebrate me.
However, ensuring we do not stray away from our culture.
Jesus number, poverty don't leave me for life.
Now you see, it is a complete package. Gospel Rhythm Unveiled with VJ Quincy, 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Mondays. Rebroadcast Saturdays and Sundays, 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Did we also forget to say you can send us your music video as a gospel artist? Terms and conditions apply.
You're welcome back. And now, updates from the foreign scene. U.S. and Iran seek to break in pace the talks on reviving nuclear deal. Critical talks with Iran to prevent the collapse of a nuclear deal are to resume in Vienna after 5 months. Officials will discuss the possible return of the U.S. to the 2015 accord, which limited Iran's nuclear activities in return for the lifting of sanctions. Iran has violated key commitments since then President Donald Trump pulled out in 2018 and reinstated U.S. sanctions. Joe Biden is willing to lift them if Iran reverses the breaches, but he wants the U.S. to make the first move. Western diplomats have warned that time is running out to negotiate a solution because of the significant advances Iran has made in its uranium enrichment program, which is a possible pathway to a nuclear bomb. Iran says that its nuclear program is entirely peaceful, and the talks between Iran and the 5 countries still party to what is known formally as the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, JCPOA. China, France, Germany, Russia, and the UK began in the Austrian capital in April, with U.S. representatives participating indirectly. A senior U.S. official told the New York Times that an agreement on which steps needed to be taken and when by Washington and Tehran was largely complete before the Iranian president election in June. Ibrahim Raisi, a headliner and strident critic of the West, won the race to succeed Hassan Rouhani, a moderate who negotiated the JCPOA with Barack Obama's administration. Mr. Raisi promised before taking office in August that he would not to let the talks drag on, but he did not agree to return to Vienna until earlier this month. He has insisted that Iran's negotiators will not back down in any way in defending its interests. More updates coming now from the United Kingdom. JCVI scientists to announce decision on booster rollout. The UK's vaccine advisory body will announce later whether it will back on expansion of the COVID vaccine booster program. A third case of the Omicron variant has been found in the UK, and Number 10 has already set out measures to contain it. And Professor Anthony Handen, JCVI's deputy chairman, said it would be a sensible strategy to reduce time between doses and extend boosters to people under 40. Regulations on face masks and isolation rules are due before Parliament today, and the JCVI only advised the government, and the final decisions on measures to combat COVID always lies with the politicians. But Prime Minister Boris Johnson has said he intends to wait for the recommendations from the scientific experts who make up the committee. Meanwhile, an urgent meeting of health ministers from the G7 group of nations will be held today to discuss the developments on Omicron, the Department for Health has said. Early evidence suggests the new Omicron variant initially reported to the World Health Organization from South Africa Wednesday has a higher reinfection risk because there are also high levels of cases of the dominant Delta variant, and Health Secretary Sajid Javid said at the weekend he would be asking the JCVI to consider backing the rollout of booster jabs to a wider population than at present. Now quickly we'll go straight to business news. Federal government may extend 2021 budget implementation to next year. The federal government may extend implementation of capital projects components in the 2021 Appropriation Act till next year, following the inability of many ministries and agencies to conclude their procurement process until the last quarter of this year. Many heads of the MDAs who appeared before the various Senate standing committees for the 2021 budget performances blamed their inability to execute their capital projects to the outright ban placed on procurement process from January to May 31st. Specifically, the Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, told the Senate Committee on the Federal Roads Maintenance Agency that the federal government issued a circular to delay the implementation of capital components in the 2021 budget till May 31st this year. Investigations by our correspondent who monitor the budget defense session of the MDAs at the various Senate partners indicated that most of them did not achieve up to 70% implementation of their capital projects 1 month to the end of the year. Reacting to developments in an interview with the correspondent in Abuja, the chairman, Senate Committee on Appropriation, Senator Barrow Jibrin, confirmed the development. And he, however, said the federal government circular was issued based on the implementation of the capital components of the 2020 budget occasioned by the COVID-19 pandemic. He said the National Assembly would appraise the situation again this year to see whether the implementation of the 2021 budget could be extended to next year since funds had been released for the project execution. And still on business news, Nigeria's exchange rate strategy discourages investors and increases inflation, says World Bank. The World Bank says the Nigerian government exchange rate management policies are discouraging investments and fueling inflations in the country, and the bank disclosed this in the November edition of its Nigerian Development Update. While highlighting the role of the Central Bank of Nigerian exchange rate stability, the World Bank said there had been intense pressure on the Naira, with the Central Bank of Nigeria constantly raising the nominal official exchange rate. It added that the Central Bank of Nigeria's foreign exchange management system was too rigid, with the system driving inflation in the country. The report also said the Central Bank of Nigeria was yet to introduce enough flexibility into FX management to sustainably respond to external shocks, adding that the NAFEX rate was not a true reflection of a market rate. The World Bank advised that a more predictable, transparent and flexible foreign exchange management system was crucial to attract and sustain private investment flows. We'll go on a short break. When we come back, we'll bring you sport news. Do well to stay with us. Don't go anywhere.
What business are you planning to showcase to the world? That which will satisfy the need of humanity? Of course, with Celebration TV, it will get the desired reciprocation you long for. We are committed to giving your business and services that quality touch of class, and you will be happy you made the right choice by placing that investment of yours on the right platform. Without delay, you can call on this number for your advert placement, partnership, or sponsorship of our programs. Celebration Television, your best bet.
Welcome back, and now updates from the sporting world. Sancho Jorginho scored as United hold Blues. Chelsea midfielder Jorginho rescued a 1-1 draw against Manchester United as the Italian penalty atoned for the blunder that allowed Jadon Sancho to put the visitors in front. Thomas Tuchel's side dominated for longer periods as Stamford Bridge but fell behind when Jorginho's poor control presented Sancho with a chance to score early in the second half. Jorginho made amends for the mistakes as he struck home a penalty after Aaron Wan-Bissaka fouled Thiago Silva. It was the least Chelsea deserved after they laid a siege to United's goal and saw David De Gea make a series of saves. Chelsea, unbeaten in their last 11 games in all competitions, remain top of the Premier League, but are now just 1 point ahead of second-place Manchester City, who defeated West Ham earlier. United in 8th place at 12 points adrift of the leaders, but this scripted display was something to build on after a traumatic period. Michael Carrick was in charge of United for a second successive game after Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's sacking, with the appointment of Ralf Rangnick as interim manager until the end of the season, expected to be confirmed shortly. United are in discussions with Rangnick, who is working as director of sports and development at Lokomotiv Moscow. But in the meantime, Carrick had overseen a vital win at Villarreal in the Champions League on Tuesday and used the same defensive blueprint to frustrate Chelsea. In another sports news quickly, Joshua considers stepping down for Fury and Usyk. Anthony Joshua says he would consider stepping aside to let Alexander Usyk fight the unified heavyweight world champion Tyson Fury. Joshua will fight Usyk for a second time next spring after losing his WBA, WBO, IBF and IBO belts on a unanimous point decision in front of a sellout crowd at London's Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in September. However, Fury has called for his fellow countrymen to step aside to allow an undisputed heavyweight title fight to take place between himself and Usyk. Joshua is adamant on getting his revenge, having told his promoter Eddie Hearn to thrash out terms with Usyk. However, he has admitted he would be open to stepping aside if it made sense financially. That has brought us to the end of the news on Celebration Television Newsdesk. In case you missed out, here's the headlines recap. Right friends gives you speed. Wrong friends gives you scar, says Apostle Suleiman. South Africa's president calls for lifting of Omicron travel bans. US and Iran seeks to break in pace at talks on reviving nuclear deal. Federal government may extend 2021 budget implementation to next year. Sancho Jorginho score as United hold Blues. Quickly, we'll have photo of the day. Can you see there's somebody who's actually up there on the same string, the same pace with someone else is trying to bring somebody down? What does that depict? Most times, the evil we do to others actually comes back to us. What you do, the fingers when you point a finger at someone, others are actually pointing at you. That's what it actually depicts. You can drop your comment on a social media platform on Facebook, Celebration TV, Instagram, My Celebration TV, Twitter, at My Celebration TV, YouTube, Celebration TV. Do not forget that a positive contribution to the wellness of a society you find yourself or the organization you work defines your leadership mind. As an individual who knows what to do and do without expecting to be pushed has backed these ways to success. Be it known today that everything we do, think, feel, and believe either has a positive or negative effect on humanity and our national well-being. be a part of nation building today. Thank you once again for staying with us on our news desk. I remain Akosile Nicholas Walter. It's a bye for now. To 15.7 trillion naira by the end of December 2019.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offence.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor Ibikunle Amosun